And second, stop with this baloney about losing your temper. I did lose my temper.
He motioned sarcastically to his half-deformed face.
Obviously. But that's exactly what you should have done. I was being a horse's ass. You were supposed to have a horse's ass in response. You were supposed to be a horse's ass in response, not have one. That doesn't even make sense. That's how it works. Iggy, I'm having a hard time following. Who's supposed to have the horse's ass? You wanted me to fight you? Of course. Jeez, you goody-goody types take forever to understand this very basic point. Why would you go around saying cruel things trying to get into fights?
He shrugged.
Because it's fun. It's something to do. You're an asshole because you're bored? Sometimes I just feel empty. You won't understand. Me and Rollo are always having a blast together. Laughing and calling that dinky little treehouse mission control.
He now wept openly.
He's just jealous. Perfect little Luka Van Horn, with his perfect little life. My life is not perfect. Everybody in town likes you. Not everybody. Hell, that new girl hasn't even unpacked yet, and even she already likes you. You have Tish.
He wiped his nose with his sleeve.
I love Tish. Tish is great. But she ain't exactly the world's greatest conversationalist, you know? Yep.
Luka gave a warm chuckle.
I mean, the only thing she says is yep. So, you know. I get that impression.
He cleared his throat as he wiped his eyes.
Huh, it must be raining out here. Definitely.
He marched into a wide yawn.
We should probably try to get some sleep. Yeah. Let's lay low for now. Tomorrow we'll get to the bottom of all this.
Eyelids began to slowly drift shut.
I can't imagine sleeping out in the open would be wise. We had the two people in the hazmat suits just wandering about. Luka? Yeah? I always did want to see the inside of your dinky little treehouse. What do you think? Not bad. I'll give you the full tour when we get back. You know what?
That's all Luka could whisper before succumbing to sleep.
Oh.
Iggy snuggled in some more.
When it comes to worst days of my entire life, this one wasn't half bad. Besides getting turned into a mutant.
The house smelled of warm bread.
The house?
Luka was playing with toy blocks on the living room rug. He looked up to see his parents on the couch.
Oh, it's a dream. God.
His mother held his father's head in her lap. She idly stroked his hair while humming a song. A voice behind Luka spoke. "This is how you remember them, huh?" Luka turned to see his own face. The doppelganger from his dreams, still clad in a yellow hazmat suit, still carrying a look of disdain behind empty eyes.
I don't know why I call this a dream. It's clearly a nightmare. Yeah, this has been like the third one now, where it starts off fine and then turns sinister.
Aww, look at this perfectly cozy scene. You know it wasn't really like this. The figure picked up a toy block and inspected it. It's amazing the facades that one can build given the right materials. Not that I blame us. These are a child's memories, all warm and fuzzy. You don't remember, do you? Luka snatched the block from the figure's yellow-gloved hand. Remember what? The doppelganger pointed to the couch. The last day we saw him alive. The day he chose to abandon us.
Is that about the father?
Luka turned to look at his father, still lounging on the couch. That's not true. He didn't abandon us. The doppelganger waved his hand dismissively. Everything is true here. It's just a matter of what we choose to see. Well, let me show you. The world flickered and pulsed. Luka was sitting next to his bed, listening to his heartbeat with one of his dad's stethoscopes. The doppelganger limped into the room. No, we both know that's not how this went. He grabbed Luka's hand and guided the stethoscope to the floor. Luka heard muffled shouting, brought close by the stethoscope. It was his parents, fighting.
Oh.
Do you remember what we did next? Luka gave a slow nod and crept down the hall to peek through the banister. He could see the outline of his mother at the bottom of the stairs. Damn it, Walt. We can't afford to get involved in this. She was scared. His father stepped forward. what am I supposed to do? Just watch? There's a sickness in this town, and we both know who's behind it. I swore an oath to help people.
I'm gonna assume it's probably the Valentines. If it's still, like, present. I don't know, the Valentines just seem sinister. Like, they own a mansion that's completely walled off from everyone else.
I won't turn my back on them. Luka's mother grabbed Walt. She was crying, pleading, I can't lose you. Walt calmly removed Eleanor's hand from his shoulder. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. I could never live with myself if I let Sharper get away with this.
Oh, it is Valentine.
Eleanor raised her voice. Spare me your bullshit platitudes.
Whoa!
What about our son? Luka flinched, dropping the stethoscope down the stairs. Walt turned with a panicked smile. Luka, is that you, buddy?
Oh no.
With tears in his eyes, Luka descended the stairs. Mom? Dad? What's going on? Walt dropped to a knee to meet Luka eye to eye. Nothing, buckaroo. Mom and I just got a little overexcited is all. Luka placed the stethoscope against his father's chest. His heart was racing. It sounded like you were going somewhere? Walt gently removed the device from Luka's ears. Listen to me, Luka. I have some business to take care of. I'll be back in time to tuck you in.
And that was when he was never seen again.
Luka hugged his father tightly. Promise? Walt stood up and walked to the door. He glanced over his shoulder. I promise. With a wink and a grin, he put on his hat and strode out into the evening sun.
And was never seen again. Who the hell is this?
A figure approached soundlessly from the foggy snowfall.
Put against Kato, but it has a tail. I don't know what that is. Who that is.
Them, lingering in contemplation. Slowly raising one hand above Iggy, it snapped out 2 brisk raps on his head.
Knock,
From a
knock.
deep slumber, Iggy sprang up defensively.
Who the hell? It's a mouse. And it's a rat. Get your hands off
It was
me.
the calming presence or the recognition that he was not in danger. Iggy felt his clenched fists lower.
What do you think you're doing?
Luka looked up, gradually remembering his whereabouts. The figure exhaled a cloud of warm vapor.
You two certainly have caused a lot of commotion. What's that supposed to mean? Take it easy, Iggy. We were asleep minding our own business. Another one running around knocking on people's heads. I'm sorry if I hurt you, Iggy. You didn't hurt nobody. Anybody. Huh? Oh, I see. You think you're better than me, you...
When it came to complete strangers, Iggy had trouble cobbling together an insult.
You big-headed, scarfy-necked furball. Okay, let's lower the temperature a bit here. Interesting choice of words. I mean, let's all just calm down. Who are you? A friend? An observer? A hitchhiker in the infinite expanse of possibility? Great, how about a name? If you must call me something, you can call me Net.
Iggy huffed with gratification.
How about you make like a gnat and buzz off? Very well.
Nat began to turn away indifferently.
Wait, do you live here? You might say that. So you know where we are. You might also say that. Look, pal, we just want to find a safe way out of here. You gonna help us or not? Before knowing how to leave, one must know where they are. Alright, that does it. Luka, I don't know about you, but I'm getting out of here, one way or another.
Iggy turned sharply and began to stomp off.
Enough with the riddles. Iggy, wait up.
Realizing he'd worn their patience then, Nat relented.
Very well, I suppose this isn't the time for metaphors. I'll show you how to get back
Luka
home.
and Iggy turned around with hope in their eyes.
Come here.
Nat took a deep breath in.
Close your eyes.
Nat exhaled slowly, then snapped his fingers.
Okay, open them.
For a brief moment, Luka and Iggy let themselves believe that some great magic was about to unfold, until they opened their eyes and found themselves in the exact same place, cold and disheartened.
This is your home. This is Beacon Pines. Look now, we don't know how we got here. Maybe we stumbled through some time travel gate in Wheatwood, or we teleported to some alternate universe. Or this is all just some cruel experiment by Kerr and his goons. But this is not our home. You're inching closer to the truth. Alas, the reality is much less fanciful. Just give it to us straight. So be it. As I said, this is Beacon Pines. The original true Beacon Pines. Oh. So what's the Beacon Pines we know as home then? You both grew up here. But the town you've called your home for the past several years is a replica. A remarkable achievement of engineering, to be fair, but a replica nonetheless. It's impossible. It's too much work. You'd need a whole town to replicate a whole town. Indeed. To pull off such a feat would require immense labour power. That which could be moved would be moved. That which could not would require a precise duplicate. We would have noticed. Someone would have noticed. You'd think so. Unless the auditing was impeccable. A mind-numbing attention to detail. As for the innumerable trivialities which complete the tapestry, well, you can leave that to this miraculous thing we call a brain. It has a real aversion to discontinuity, a revulsion even. The brain has a wonderful way of smoothing out the rough edges, keeping us sane. I think she was supposed to narrate that, but Luka and Iggy looked around uncomfortably. So you're saying that someone made an entire new town and moved us all and no one noticed? Precisely. But why? Why is the one question that can never be answered with certainty. The best one can do is to uncover.
Nat narrowed his eyes, furrowed his brow, and uttered,
The sauce. Why'd you say the sauce like that? Why indeed?
To laugh uncomfortably.
So ridiculous. There's no way they could.
Down at his feet. His eyes started back and forth in contemplation. With a sudden pain, a thought struck him.
If this really is home.
He sprinted off into the pale distance. As Iggy turned to follow, Nat called out,
Iggy, it's not too late to turn back. Simply head west, through Wheatwood. Huh? What the hell?
Chapter 6. The Source.
Ah.
Nat expressed his sympathy with a shrug and sauntered off as unassumingly as he'd arrived. He'd given Luka and Iggy what they needed, and nothing more. As Luka sprinted across the snow, the events of the past few days became clearer, pieces to a larger puzzle.
Fair enough.
Rollo said he was underground somewhere, captured. Mr. Kerr tried to cover it up with lies.
Yeah, we're saying he was fine.
The clipboards were hell-bent on capturing Iggy. It all seemed to point to perennial harvest. But right now, there was one thing that Luka needed to know. Luka stopped dead in his tracks. The tree was gone, uprooted and moved, leaving a raw gash in the earth. He dropped to his knees and dug wildly at the cold snow. His numb hands hit something hard, a headstone. A dry whisper escaped Luka's lips.
Dad, you're here. All this time I thought I was visiting you, but you've been here, alone in the snow. I'm so sorry. They ruined your favourite spot in the world. Our favourite spot in the world. What do I do?
There was no reply, just snow-covered silence.
So it is fake. What? Why'd you give me the slip like that? What if I couldn't find you, you jerk?
He finally noticed the tears welling in Luka's eyes and the snow-covered grave.
Oh. Iggy, they stole his tree, Iggy. Yikes.
Suddenly, they heard the crunch of approaching footsteps in the snow.
It'll be Nat. We gotta hide. Oh, no, it isn't. Oh boy. 259 Kelvin. Fall off distance is still good. Dude, did you hear me? I said 259. Sorry. You ever think about what we did here? We saved a whole town of people. Doesn't feel like it sometimes. What about everything we left behind? That's the grave of someone with a family. People who love them will never know the truth. The truth is
He bent
overrated.
down to scoop up a snowball and lobbed it playfully.
Hey, don't be such a downer, dude. We took this job to change the world. Yeah, come on. It's almost lunchtime. What the hell is that? Weirdo. Crab walking away. I am wondering, though, if that's why Luka's mother's disappeared. She's actually here. Here I thought I was a jerk. These dinguses are out here, literally dancing on
Luka
graves.
stuttered through heaving sobs.
I thought I was visiting him. I thought he was with me. Not gonna lie, that's a bad break. Here's some
Iggy
advice.
gave Luka a solid smack on the back of his head.
Thud. Hey, who's any of this helping? What? Sitting here in the snow crying like some pushover. Who are you helping? Iggy, look what they did. They lied to everyone. Blah blah blah. Luka Van Horn, you're a lot of things, but you ain't no pushover. What did I tell you before? When some jerk comes at you acting like a horse's arse, I should stand up for myself. Hell yeah. Carrying his merry little band of clipboards pulled off this switcheroo for a reason, right? Nat mentioned something about a
Luka wiped
sauce.
his eyes with a sleeve.
Whatever's at the source must be awfully valuable to perennial harvest. Sure would be a shame if something unfortunate were to happen to their precious sauce, wouldn't it? What do you have in mind? If it's small enough to steal, we snatch it. If it's too big to snatch, we smash it. What if it's too big to smash?
He flashed a mischievous smile and cracked his knuckles.
I'm always up for a challenge. I'm gonna make this right, Dad, I promise. Let's do this. Locate the source. Oh god. It can get awful cold out there in those woods, Luka. Probably best you two stay put and conserve your energy. Help's on the way. Where's Rolo? Where's my mom? Did you kill her? Oh heavens no, do I seem like a killer to you?
He and Luka shared a skeptical look.
Well, do I? Oh shucks, now that hurts my feelings. Screw that guy. So here we are. Was not expecting this to be the way, where it went. Yeah, for the Beacon Pines we know to be a replica. Wait a minute. If this is the original town, then that means...
Iggy darted behind a large pine and began digging furiously. He emerged holding a shoebox with a crude skull painted on its lid.
What's that? Long story. So a few years back I, came into possession of some premium grade fireworks. Not the wimpy firecracker stuff they give kids. The good stuff. So why did you bury it under a tree? That's a long part of the story. You and Rolo were doing chores at Rolo's chicken coop. Chicken coop. And you guys pissed me off for some reason or another.
Luka rolled his eyes with realization.
No, you didn't.
He stifled a chuckle.
Yep. I just wanted to give you guys a little scare. But like I said, that's what the fire was. These were some primo fireworks, so I might have underestimated things. You blew up the chicken coop? I prefer to think of it as an incendiary redecoration. Sorry, but you should have seen the look on your faces. Rolo got grounded for months, which is why I needed to stash the evidence and lay low. So I buried him under that tree. But when I came back for him later, they were gone. I figured some grown-up found him and tossed him.
He triumphantly raised the shoebox.
Turns out, it wasn't the fireworks that got moved. It was us. Unbelievable. Oh, wow. This stuff look familiar to you? It looks like the barrel near the puddle I, shoved me into. Yeah. Do you think this is a game? Newsflash, boyo. You're not a hero. You're a little brat who is in way over his head. A hero is just someone who refuses to give up. Comics these days are rotting children's brains. Everyone thinks they're a spaceman superhero. I was always partial to Hank Atomic myself. Is that so? Do you really think you have a chance against us? You have no idea how powerful we are. Prepare for blast-off, loser. Haha. Yeah, get owned. So this must be the source then, the middle. Where the town hall is. Whoa. I guess so. Everything's just terrible. Can I go in here? Crooked. Just like this whole stinking place. Oh. I got the crooked charm. Can I go anywhere else? No. It's so weird just how different everything is. I mean, everything looks familiar and the same, sort of. Just snowed over and broken down.
Luka and Iggy inched up to the edge of the hole with bewilderment in their eyes. Arctic air breathed out of the cavern in heaving gusts.
Echo! 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 Whoa. I can see why they wanted to move us all out of town now. But why would they dig a giant hole? I think this is it. The sauce. This is the sauce? It's a dang hole. How do we smash a hole? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Jump in. Oh, it's much more than that, my annoying little friend. Kerr. Where's Rollo? I wasn't lying before, he's safe. Well, safer than you two, at least. Drats, it's cold. You just had to drag me all the way out here, didn't you?
Mr. Kerr gazed down the abyss in contemplation.
It really is something, isn't it? What did you do to our town? What is all of this? Well, that's a doozy of a question. This is the sauce, where they collect the unrefined,
Kerr scratched the back of his head.
What do they call it? Honestly, boys, I don't understand any of this well enough to explain it. Fact of the matter is, I'm not paid to know. What do you mean you don't know? Ain't you in charge? Oh, heavens no, my role is merely to flash a winning smile and manage various... complications. Complications like us. You are a smart boy.
His face contorted into a saccharine grin.
It really is nothing personal. For some reason I thought he was a meerkat, and I don't know why. I'm pretty sure he's a hyena. Some people are destined to strive for greatness, and others are simply obstacles along the way. Seems like you were destined to be a creepy lackey. The point is that we all play our part in life. Mine just happened to be a lead in the role of a lifetime, and you just happen to be extras, ready for your curtain call. We aren't giving up without a fight. Your smell's not going to be so winning after we're done with you. No, boys, there's no need for melodrama. It makes even a professional such as myself embarrassed for you. Let's change the mood a bit.
Kerr snapped his fingers.
And a bunch of clipboards just show up out of nowhere. Scene change. Uh-oh. I wasn't wrong. Oh dear. There, that's better. Deal with them.
Iggy turned to Luka with a sly glance.
Oh, the fireworks! Why are you smirking? Because I have a box full of fireworks and you don't.
Iggy waved the box into the air, threatening to drop it down the hole.
Stop! Let's not do something regrettable. Joke's on you. Regret is one of my specialties. Out of curiosity, what would happen if I threw these in your precious hole? Nothing. Nothing at all. You're a terrible liar. I'll have you know, I'm an exceptional liar. That's far enough.
He plucked a single bottle rocket from the box and held it up with reverence.
Stop, you fool! Call off your goons.
After a long pause, Mr. Kerr flung up his hand with frustration.
Very well. You can all head back for the night. It's been a long day. I'll handle these here from here.
Mr. Kerr sighed into the frigid air.
It's just us now, Iggy. You can put that down. What, like this?
With a nonchalant flick, Iggy tossed the firework into the hole.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh yeah, that's definitely, nothing would happen, nothing at all. Look at his face. Ooh. Whoa.
With a growl, Kerr leapt at Iggy, crashing through Luka.
Oh god. Oh no.
Iggy tried to twist away, but in the struggle they both tumbled over the side. Luka dove forward, bracing Iggy's hand just before it slipped. His grip was made precarious by the cold, wet snow. He could see Kerr further down, clinging to Iggy's coat.
You reckless child, what have you done? Luka, listen to me. hold on tight and use the walkie-talkie to call them back. What channel do I use? It doesn't make a damn difference, so Ari's listening. If you do that, Clipballs will just haul us up and snag us both. The only way to get out of this is if Kerr's out of the picture. Just let go and save yourself. If he lets go, we both die. I don't want to die, but seeing the look on your face almost makes it worth it. Mr. Kerr, you've had a long life. Why don't you actually do something selfless and just let go?
Mr. Kerr gasped with insult.
Long life? I'll have you know, I can still play 25. You should have heard me sing the part of Phileas Young.
With a wild look in his eye, Mr. Kerr began to hum a proud melody.
Wow, can you believe this guy? Hey, I learned hum. I unlocked the charm.
Luka's hand began to cramp. His voice began to crack.
Kerr, just let go. No can do. If you want to save your friend, you'll have to save me too. Luka, look at me. It's okay.
Felt Iggy loosen his grasp.
You're not going to kill your friend like that, are you?
Every muscle in Luka's body burned.
I'm not his friend. Yes, you are. Nah, I'm just a no-good bully. Like you, Kerr. Iggy, no.
Felt his hand slipping.
Oh, no. And I told you what you need to do with bullies. I can't. It's your only way out of this mess. 2 birds with 1 stone. It makes sense for us to fall together. Wackadoos travel in packs.
Calm settled over Iggy's face.
Luka, let me do
His
this.
voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the chasm.
Let me do the right thing for once. Oh, turning point. I had no choice but to. Oh, accept. We'll let him go.
Luka had no choice but to accept Iggy's request. With a quiet blink, Luka watched a teardrop sail down into the howling void. As his fingers slowly gave up, he met eyes with Iggy.
Good. No!
The 2 silhouettes were swallowed by darkness.
Oh god. Oh. Wait, surely doing this would alert the clipboards and the hazmats, would it not? Hell of a goodbye, Iggy. Oh, look who it is, it's Ned. Luka, you should really step back. What? Quickly. Whoa! Curious. Yeah, but of course. Those fireworks of Iggy's must have been just the right amount of energy. We should get out of here before perennial harvest arrives. Not until you tell me what just happened. Your friend's sacrifice just saved this town. For a little while, anyway. How? Liquamine is a peculiar substance. It can change the relationship between matter and time itself. But doing so requires unfathomable energy. In a closed system, that energy can only come from its surroundings. A useful side product of this property being, by adding precisely the correct amount of energy to it, one can create a cryogenic cascade. So the gunk makes things cold and the fireworks made the whole freeze over. That's one way of putting it, yes. As dumb luck would have it, the fireworks weren't strong enough to generate a runaway reaction. I shouldn't think what would have happened in that
We have
case.
some idea what that would look like.
It'll take them a good while to safely break through and access the source again. If you know all this stuff, why haven't you been helping? I have been, in my way. Each one of us has our role to play. Iggy's role, it turns out, was to buy us precious time. Mine has been to observe and wait. Wait for what? You. Me? Why? What's my
A
role?
fierce twinkle flashed in Nat's eyes.
You are the protagonist. Luka Van Horn, you are going to save the world. Woo!
With a chuckle, Nat turned and walked west. Dumbfounded, Luka followed behind him, trudging through the snow. Every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and closer to destiny. To be continued in
Ooh!
Beacon Pines, Pines Harder.
Oh my god.
Revenge served cold. Second time's a charm?
Even she sounds confused.
Wait, that's
What?
it? This ends with a crummy cliffhanger just when it was getting good?
Beacon Pines too. Pine harder.
I was even starting to like Iggy. No way. I refuse to be associated with some never-ending parade of sequels. Let's go back and find something more definitive.
Oh. It's a whole thing. Hey! Iggy doesn't look like a mutant there. Oh, how nice. What are the other ones? Oh yeah, break and rumble. Weather. Make a break. Wait, break for it? Break in the weather? I can't remember. I'll do this one again. See what happens if I refuse. Turn it down! It's probably gonna end in a game over.
No choice but to refuse Iggy's request. He tightened his grip and reached for the walkie-talkie in his pocket. A wild delight crept onto Mr. Kerr's face. That's a good lad. Now, radio for help. Iggy begged Luka with his eyes one last time, but Luka pressed the button and called out. We need help. Mr. Kerr is in danger. It wasn't long before